You are about to see a Fix It Friday video where an person with very little technical skill or knowledge would attempt to fix something. This is not a how-to video and is likely to be factually incorrect and at times possibly dangerous. Please don't copy Kip and see this video for limited entertainment purposes only. Roll titles!
Welcome to the channel if it's your first time here, and welcome back if it's not. Now in today's video we'll be looking at this, and this is the Game Boy Color that was sent in to me by channel member Chelsea. Now you might remember in part one of this video I looked at the yellow Game Boy DMG which had a faulty speaker, and we replaced and repaired and it all seems good. This one also has a sound issue where it makes sound but it's very quiet. It could well be that the amplifier has gone, it could be something wrong with the speaker, or maybe a combination of the two. I'm honestly not sure. I've not actually opened this and had a little look inside there. I've also noticed that the buttons and sort of controls are a little bit sticky and not very responsive. So I think generally it just needs a bit of love and a good clean. So yeah, let me try and demonstrate the problem. Yeah, so it's sort of working, but it's very quiet. Now, as well as fixing the sound issues, I'm going to do a bit of an upgrade as well. I've got this, which is a screen upgrade kit from AliExpress. It basically contains a brand new LED screen, which has got a backlight and will sort of basically look a lot better than this one. So we will fit that as well, just to give it a little bit of a lift. It does come with the replacement screen bezel as well. So I think we'll use that because this one is quite scratched up and a bit sad. Now this screen kit that I got from AliExpress cost me around about the £30 mark. Because I'm an AliExpress affiliate, I can sometimes get coupon codes and things like that. I'm trying to put some on the screen, but what I'd recommend doing is actually looking in the video description, and I can update that with new coupon codes for you to use on your purchases. I don't think about £30 is a very unreasonable price to pay for a very good screen upgrade, but we'll cover that shortly. Now, I think, to be honest with you, I'm going to pimp the speaker system as well. We're actually going to use this, which I got from Retrosix, and it's the Game Boy Color Clean Amp. And basically it is a completely new amplifier system for the Game Boy Color. And apparently it makes the sound really loud, really clear, really crisp. So yeah, I thought, as we've got a sound problem already and it's probably the amplifier that's causing the issues, then we can just give it a little bit of a pimp. In the video today, we're essentially going to make this work better, look better and sound better, and give it a bit of a spit and polish as well, although I probably won't do much of the cleaning on camera because it's a bit dull and repetitive. So our first job is to get inside this Game Boy Color, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tri-wing screws. I think they're Y0. Oh, actually, while I'm getting into this, why don't I tell you about becoming a channel member? Now, channel members essentially help me afford to buy everything you see on this channel. So the more people that join, the better things I can get and the more expensive things I can buy and show you on camera. But yeah, if you want to help financially support this channel, then become a channel member. If you don't, just hitting like and subscribing to the channel will really help and push this video out to a wider audience. I'm on the path to 20,000 subscribers and I'm getting there very quickly. So, you know, if you could help me along with that, that would be great. But anyway, I'm going to get this open, and while I do, I'm going to shout out all those awesome people who've already joined. So let's shout out my awesome channel members across on Patreon, Facebook and YouTube. So first up, we've got those Kip fans who are Matt Lovies, JRC Electrical, For the Burbs, Wayne Cornish, Mike Cass, Rob Lynn, Scott Made a Thing, Michael Wood, Draco MacGyver, Rebecca, Tom Wood and Abigail. Then you have to get up really early to beat the Kip early birds who are Dean Ball, Shauna Cablesmith Electrical, Tim Salt, Sorcerer Stan, Mark C and Will Bennett. I love these guys so much. They are my Kip lovers, and they are Bella Webster, Stez Stixfix, Lawrence, Scott Kendall, Props Retrofix, Chelsea B and Shade Noah. And then finally we've got the top tier Kip Nutters, and they are mental. They are Becky Boobar, Alan Green and the My Mate Vince fan club over on Facebook. Thank you to the Kip Nutters and all my other channel members. Anyway, on with the vid. Okay, so the back is a little bit schmooey, definitely could do with a clean. I think I am actually going to completely strip this down so I can, you know, give it a good wash in the sink. Can take this guy off and take the battery terminals off here. And yeah, this is inside. Oh, looks pretty straightforward. Could do with a bit of a clean. We've got some old flux here. Bit of schmoo around the ports. I think what we'll do is we'll disconnect the screen and we'll get this main board out. So we just remove the screen by pulling up these little black tabs here. And that should release our ribbon cable. Nice. Right, and then we've just got 1, 2, 3 screws here. Oh, I mean, this speaker doesn't look particularly good. So it could be that that has failed. I mean, this is all a bit schmooey and disgusting. I think it definitely needs a bit of a clean. I do wonder if this has had some sort of liquid damage in the speaker. It does look very rusty in there, doesn't it? Interesting. I think this might be the amplifier chip, because I think the sort of sound stuff is around here. So it might sort of track that this chip here is the amplifier. I'm not sure. I might just be talking out of my butt. But yeah, this could all do with a bit of a clean. I think what we'll do first is we'll get the sound working and make sure everything's okay with that. And then we can worry about taking this old screen out and doing the screen side of things. So I think first things first, we'll just check the ohms on the speaker to see if the speaker is sort of showing good or not. That's interesting. Okay. So it could well be a faulty speaker because, yeah, that ohm reading was a little bit strange. I do have a replacement speaker that I got from AliExpress as well. So maybe we could just try that before we do all the amplifier chip things and see if that's the problem. So let me remove this old speaker. I mean, I could be completely barking up the wrong tree, but we don't know unless we try. I actually think the Retrosix Clean Amp kit does come with a replacement speaker anyway, but you know. Don't think we need the screen plugged in to test it. Nice. Okay, well that was a relatively easy fix. Let's have a little look at the Game Boy Color Clean Amp from Retrosix. Oh, okay, so yes, it does come with a replacement speaker. This is so cool. That is it. And I think essentially solders onto the board something like this. So from memory, there's like a left and a right channel here. And then maybe that's power or ground. One of these is power and one of these is ground. And then down here, this is just there for sort of mechanical strength. And yeah, on the back, we've got 2 new speaker terminals. Yeah, all just solders on via the wires, which is super smart. But before I fit it, I think I'm just going to give the board a bit of a clean and spruce up. Yeah, I'm going to remove the old speaker and old cable just so they are gone and out of the way. Or should I say the new speaker and cable. Now it does say on the page about this Retrosix thing, if you're going to have it running at full volume, the voltage regulator, which I think is this guy here, the original voltage regulator won't like it very much. So they do recommend upgrading it to their newer voltage regulator that they sell on their site. But I don't imagine this is going to be running at full volume because apparently it's very, very loud. So yeah, I don't think that'll be too much of a problem. But yeah, let's put some IPA on here. Get the old toothbrush out and just give it a little bit of a clean. That's looking nicer. Happier with that already. So now we need to work out which wires are where, because we do need to put a little bit of tinning on them. Oh yeah, look, it actually connects here as well at the bottom. Didn't spot that one to start with. Right, so this is fiddly. So we've got to tin that little wire there, and then the L in and R in, and then round here. Oh no, I'm lying. Look, it's that SW one we've got to tin. Now something that's really important to remember, especially when you're working with things with ribbon cables like this, you've got to take the soldering iron right down to sort of 380-ish, I'd say, maximum. So yeah, that's why it's sort of helpful to tin now, rather than sort of trying to do it all at the same time. So it's tin L in. I'll tell you what, let's switch over to the microscope so you can see a little bit better and I can see a little bit better. Okay, so that's sort of lined up roughly how we want it. I'm going to test it now. So yeah, let's see if it actually works. Whoa! It does. That is a lot louder. Cool. Okay. Well, that's good. Amazing. I'm really happy. We're making progress. This is good. Actually sounds really nice as well. So to all intents and purposes, we do have a fully working Game Boy Color with working sound, and obviously we know the graphics are okay, but we're about to make them not okay by removing the screen. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the screen and then give the whole chassis a really good clean, and then we're installing all the new stuff into a nice clean chassis. I suppose we can be a little bit destructive because this whole screen is going, isn't it? Oh, well, yeah, it's definitely going now. Aha, there we go. So there we go, there's the Game Boy Color screen. It does have this sort of stickery guy around the edge. We are actually going to remove that because the new kit does come with a replacement sticker. Right, I guess take this little IR blaster bit out. There we go. I think I should just be able to pop out the old glass. There's quite the difference in colour. I don't think this is just obviously dirty. I think it's just sort of, you know, how the plastic has changed colour over the years. That is quite wild, isn't it? I suppose actually I hadn't even noticed. The inside is the same colour as that as well. Okay, well I think what we'll do now is I'm going to go and take this to the sink and give it a really good clean. And then when we come back, we can fit the new screen. So I'll be back in a second. Right, well, I've given all the parts a very good clean.
That's what she said. That's what she said. That's what she said.
Good one.
But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave them overnight to dry properly. There's a lot of sort of nooks and crannies on the back of the case. I don't really want to put it back together and have sort of water knocking around inside because it won't do it any good. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll come back tomorrow, or literally a few seconds for you, and get the new screen in and get this back together. So yeah, see you in a second. Well, it's the following day and everything is all nice and dry now, and we can start to concentrate on installing our screen from AliExpress. So let's have a quick look at what we've got in the kit. So this is a sticker, and that's basically what holds the screen in position. So this is the screen and the circuit board that goes with it. It's a bit fiddly, but essentially we have to get it right up into this corner. So there will be gaps along the bottom and along this side. And yeah, we've got to get it kind of square and right in the corner. And yeah, the cable bends back round to go on the main circuit board. Now you might be wondering what these two flappy guys are. Well, those are the touch sensors. And again, those are going to be a little bit fiddly, but they have got to go sort of on the top edge of the case here. And that's how you access the on-screen menus to do the adjustments to the pixel scaling and the screen modes. I think they must have some kind of sticky pad on them, maybe, to make installation easier, because they've got this white tape. So that might make life a little bit easier. But yeah, essentially, once the screen's in position, those have to stick inside the top edge of the case like that. But I think what I'm going to do first of all is get the screen sort of in position and looking good. Now you'll remember that when we took this apart, I pulled out the old sort of sticker gasket that went round here, ready for our new one. We've also got this in the pack, and basically this is a sort of bit of insulating film that sticks onto this circuit board just to protect it from shorting out on the main circuit board. There are a few random little bits of short wire in the kit. I don't think we need those. I think they might have been from a sort of older version of the kit. And then finally, we've got our replacement screen glass, but we can put that in last. So let's get this sticker in. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear which way round it goes because it's keyed at the top here. So now we've got to get our screen in position, and we need to get rid of this plastic film. So I think I'm going to don some gloves. Right, so we've got to get it super tight up to that corner and nice and straight. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And you know what? I think I'm actually going to put the screen glass on now just to protect the screen, and yeah, it makes the most sense. In the on-screen menu, you can actually alter the screen position as well slightly. So if you haven't got this exactly in the right spot, you can shift the screen around a bit. Lovely stuff. Yep, no shmoo or anything. Perfect. Right, so now we can take off the gloves because we've done all the scary stuff-ish. And then, yeah, we've got to put our little stickers for the touchpad. I think these are adhesive backed. So I'm just speeding through this because when you take the paper backing off those foil stickers, they just become really, really delicate and flimsy and fiddly, and it's a bit of a pain to get them in position, but you just got to take your time, use a plastic spudger, and you'll get there in the end. So yeah, it's really fiddly, but those are in. Right, so now we've got to use this to essentially insulate this. I guess it's the equivalent of the foam that was there originally. Right, okay, so now, yeah, I think we're ready to sort of get it back together. Forgotten the speaker, haven't I? Right. Now, I'm currently spending a ridiculous amount of time trying to get the Game Boy back together. But no matter what I do, something just seems to be fouling with the case. And it took me ages to figure out what the problem was. But I figured it out in the end. And it wasn't anything to do with the screen kit. The issue feels to be around here, which is where this is. I don't know if it's this big capacitor that's on the mod kit. Just removed a small amount of plastic from it. Oh, I think it's actually down here. Yes, that's it. That was it. Just this little bit down here in this corner needed a bit of a trim. Bit frustrating, but you know. Well, there we go. I do these things so you sort of can learn from them, I guess. So now we can hopefully get it all back together. Get the board screwed in. And we know it's not going anywhere. Okay, so now we can get this screen ribbon in. Right, let's solder these speaker connectors. I'm going to get it back together, and then we can look at the screen together. There we go, all done and looking great really. Now I guess we should see if it works. Just a sort of FYI, I got this on AliExpress as well. It's really handy if you've got an old console like this and maybe you don't want to keep on taking a cartridge in and out of the cartridge slot. I guess that's the only real kind of reason I could think of maybe using something like this. Actually, before I power this on, maybe just comment in the comments with your favorite color. Maybe like work it into a comment so it's not immediately obvious. You could say, I'm feeling a bit blue today. I really like your orange matte. I like the purple color of the Game Boy Color. You know, maybe just chuck something like that in, just so I know that you've watched this far in this video and you're also paying attention. Nice. Yes. Well, actually, let's play the game that we were playing with at the start, and that was Pac-Man. Look at that. That is awesome. I mean, if we compare it to how it looked when I started filming, and then how it looks now, I mean, it looks incredible. It sounds incredible. It is so good. Yeah, let's go back to how it looked and how it is now. Yeah. It's so wildly different. Now, to change the settings, we've got our touch areas at the top here. So we need to put a finger over the IR sensor, because that's where I stuck it, and then just sort of one bit further along. And then if we, let me just bring it a bit closer. Hold there, I think it's for like 3 seconds. There we go. So we can alter the brightness. The right side is what cycles through the different values. So we can change the brightness. It's got different color modes. I'm going to leave it on color mode 1 because that's the standard one. And then we can change the pixel effects. I think it just adds like a sort of grid effect. But yeah, I think I'm just going to leave that on 1. Then we've got FRM.
So FRM is basically where the Game Boy couldn't do transparency. How it made things slightly transparent was to flicker them on and off really quickly. Now that worked okay on the old style of screen, but on a new LED screen sometimes that looks a bit weird. So the FRM option is there, so you can toggle between the two if you have any problems with transparent objects. That's basically it.
Then we've got quick touch, and I think with that, if you press on this side, you can change the color modes without going into the menu. And also there you can alter the horizontal position and the vertical position, and indeed factory reset it. And then I think if you just leave it for a moment, it will just disappear anyway. There we go, it's gone. But yeah, I am really happy with how this Game Boy Color is looking. It sounds good, it looks amazing, and yeah, it's a lot cleaner. And it was relatively inexpensive. I think the audio mod was about £12. And yeah, the screen kit was like 35-ish pounds from AliExpress. All it took was a bit of time. And it was all relatively painless and pretty easy to do. So again, this is the kind of job that you can do, especially the screen mod, because that didn't require any soldering or anything like that. It just required a bit of patience. Obviously the clean sound board was a little bit more in-depth, but again, nothing too complicated that you couldn't do without a soldering iron at home. So yeah, I'm very happy with that, and hopefully Chelsea will be happy with it too. We will see. Another successful Fix It Friday. It's going a bit too well, isn't it? If you've enjoyed this, then please do make sure you leave a comment in the comment section. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I don't think I've got anything else to say, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, but for now, it's game over.